Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Well, welcome for the first time to our very first interview in the CCA podcast. Once again, please follow CCA on YouTube, CCA Calisthenics on Facebook and Instagram, as we're going to be bringing you tips, contests, plenty of content. And today we have our very first interview in a series of many talking about the bar history and this calisthenic culture that we love so much. And I'm honored for it to be one of my good friends and journeymen in this calisthenic culture, my good friend Bandana Red. Say what's up to the people, Red.
Salute everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? And hey, I'm proud that I'm the one that's initiating these interviews. So I'm setting it off. What's up,
That's
everybody?
right, man. That's right. It's funny that you wound up being the first one. We have some other people booked, and you're going to look out for those people. But right now, Red has the honor of being the very first, and I mean, I can't think of anybody else to get that honor. So first and foremost, let's kick it off with the very first thing. I wore the red shirt just for you, even though I know red is not your favorite color.
And you know what? I was gonna wear my pushing weight shirt, my black one, but then I didn't know how I was gonna go with the color scheme. But and plus it's kind of chilly in here, so I put my long sleeve on. Actually, blue and green are my favorite colors. One day is green, one day is blue, but blue and green are my favorite colors. Red is just my skin tone. That's just my nickname based off my skin tone from when I was in high school. Yeah, they always my nickname was Red.
So let's go back, right? We're gonna go back to the origins of Red. So were you like a athletic person? Did you play a lot of sports? Did you compete in any sports growing up?
Nope. Sports, I was well playing sports recreationally, yeah. Used to play football, softball, and you know, just being active in that sense, but never on no teams or anything like that. I was never into group sports like that. So no, wasn't was always active, but never into sports. Working out, I tried the weights. I tried the gym in the beginning. None of it appealed to me. Calisthenics was the only thing that when I started doing it, it grabbed hold of me and I caught the bug. And my calisthenic journey started around 96. Yeah, 96, when I moved to Cypress Hills in Brooklyn, not too far from Highland Park. That's where my calisthenic journey started. Prior to then, I was trying to dibble and dabble in exercising with weights. I had the solo. You remember the Soloplex back in the days?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it was like thick resistant band. It was a machine with thick resistant bands. The Soloplex was like $1,000 or something like that. I didn't have Soloplex, but I had something like that.
Right. I think I had the same one.
It wasn't the Soloplex, it was like Energy Flex or something like that. And I used to work out on that, but I tell you, nothing gave me the like calisthenics did. So yeah, my calisthenic, my real fitness journey started in 96 when I moved to Cypress Hills and I started going to Highland Park.
So literally, calisthenics was your start, and like you said, right near Highland Park. So that brings us right into the Highlanders.
Yeah,
I know for a fact Highlander was my home away from home. When I was lost in the calisthenic culture, man, when I was lost, I left Calisthenic Kings and I'm roaming around. It was you welcomed me with open arms. And I know you welcomed a lot of people. So talk to us a little bit about that whole field, the whole Highlanders, how it started and what became of it.
Yeah. Well, I was working out in Highland Park way before I met the Highlanders. Way before we even started doing videos. Before we got together as a collective. Again, I moved to Cypress Hills, Brooklyn around '96. Prior to then, I was in Richmond Hills, Queens for a minute. I was born in Brooklyn, lived in Brooklyn all my life. Then moved out to Queens with my son moms back then. And then in '96, we moved back to Cypress Hill, Brooklyn. So I used to take my son to the park, and while he was playing, you know, the setup at Highland Park back in the days was you had the jungle gym area, all the kids playing, and then you had the fitness area right there. So while he was playing, I used to see guys working out, and I used to just sit there and wonder, I wonder if I can do that. You know, I didn't want to play myself and get on the bar and pull up push-ups and all that stuff. I didn't want to do that because Highland Park was always crowded. There was always people there, people watching and all that other stuff. So I didn't want to do it while people was there. So at nighttime, after they went to sleep and everything, I used to go back to the park and I used to try my hand at working out. So I was, doing a couple of pull-ups, doing a couple of push-ups and dips, and I used to do that I was doing that for about 2 weeks straight at nighttime. I was like on a night session. There was other people there, but it wasn't as crowded as it would be in the daytime. And then when I realized that, yeah, okay, I can do this. I just got stuck. I mean, I started feeling the difference in my body. I started feeling the difference in, me, how my self-esteem was different. So I just continued. And the times that I took breaks, like the days off, because I used to go every day after work, straight from work. Before I even go home, I'll go to the park, work out for a half hour, whatever it is, and then I go back home. Pick up my son, go back to the park, work out a little more. The days that I didn't, I just had a withdrawal. So that's when I knew calisthenics was the thing that that I can relate to, and that was my calling. So I was working out in Highland Park, '96, and it wasn't until and then after a while I started getting bored. Because our routine was we call it the Park Trinity: pull-ups, push-ups, and dips. That circle, around the world, and then started adding ab work and squats and stuff into it. So I was doing that for a while and started getting bored. Then I moved out here in Kew Gardens, Queens, and going back and forth to Highland. I don't know, it was getting boring. I was looking for something else to do, so, something to step up my my workout regimens. So one day while in the park, I was talking to one of my boys, Lucky, one of the original Highlanders, and he was telling me about the bartenders. Oh, yo, you should see this video of the bartenders, these guys on the bars doing this and that. And I was like, yeah, okay, I heard about the name, the bartenders, before from another one of my boys who was telling me that he used to see these guys at Lincoln Terrace Park. Right. During that time, when they was having a competition, 5B's competition. I didn't know nothing about 5B's competition at that time. This was like maybe early 2000s. Mm-hmm. I didn't know anything about the competitions. I didn't even think that was a thing. As far as I knew, everybody who did calisthenics was right there in Highland Park. That was That was my world, my
Right.
calisthenics world. I didn't know that there was other places, other people doing things. So he was telling me about this video, and then he told me that his boy was on one. So I go back home. I make a YouTube account. Back then it was YTBT. You know, you remember, and people was thinking that was for like Bandana. No, it was YouTube BoobTube. I just made a page just to make a page just so I can see these videos that they was talking about. So I started, I seen one video, then two videos, then three videos, and I got floored when I seen the giant, no, not sorry, the bartender's video with Beast.
Yep, I knew
Beast
it.
doing the elevators
Yep.
and
Yep.
all this crazy stuff. That was like mind blowing right there, because for me, you know, when you think of fitness, you think of people working. You always see them in sweatpants and sneakers, and, you know, muscle shirts and everything. This
Right.
dude like me with the jeans on, construction Timbs,
Sims.
you know, baggy shirt and everything, bandana. That I was like, but
Yeah.
this is a thing. People are actually out here doing this. I thought
Right.
this was just really at Highland Park. You know, I thought, you know, the few guys that I seen at Highland Park working out, that was it. I didn't know that there was this culture, this community, and so from there I started you know, doing a little more research, and I started seeing I came up across Harlem Sales first video with Tech and his brother. I seen the Barbarians.
Yep.
Um,
When they used to do the what was it? It was like the Brooklyn
yeah,
videos.
yeah, Brooklyn pull-ups, something like
Brooklyn
that.
pull-ups. Yeah.
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 I started looking at Brother Hassan with
Yep.
Ball Masters Extreme. Started
Yeah.
looking at Matrix with B Extreme, and I'm like, yo, this is a thing, and there's
Yeah.
parks all over the place that I was unaware of, because it really you know, I just got into it, but it was only at Highland Park. I was only working out at Highland Park. When I come home from work, I just go there. I never went to Wingate. I never went to Lincoln Terrace or anything like that. So I didn't even know about those parks as far as having calisthenics set up. And basically, I thought that, well, for me, my world, that little fitness world was just there, over there on Jamaica Avenue and Cleveland. That was it right there. I didn't
Right.
know about all these other places. So yeah, so after
So
that, I started reaching out to everybody. I sent a message to bartenders. I sent a message to the Barbarians. I sent a message to Calisthenics Kings. I sent a message to Tech Harlem Sales. And each message, I told them, you know, that I've been hitting the bars for a couple of years, and I seen your video. I like what you guys are doing. I want to know, how can I be involved? That was it. And
what was the responses like?
no one responded. The only person that responded was Yardy and Code Red from Bartenders. Two
Okay.
young dudes.
Yeah.
When I seen their video, they did a video where they was on a pull-up bars, and they was doing the tight riders and stuff like that. Over the Mall Deep, getaway beat. And I
Okay.
thought that was so dope. That video was just, to me, that was so dope. And I reached out to them. Yardy got back to me, and he was like, we'll park you at, we'll come check you out. So I told him Highland Park. I work out in Highland Park. They was the first dudes that reached out and came up, reached out to me. So Yardy and Code Red, from the bartenders. Again, they were the young ones.
Yeah.
They weren't like the generals of bartenders. They were the young ones. So I was asking them questions about the bartenders and you know, how can I be down and all this other stuff. He plugged me into this event that they was having on 14th Street Union Square one day, and I went out there. I got out there late though, and by the time I got there, I seen Giant. That's the first time I met him, and to me, I'm like starstruck, you know, because I seen the videos and stuff like that. So to me, they was kind of like my entertainers, you know, like our rappers, you know.
Exactly.
And, I met Giant. I met a couple of other bartenders. All of them was cool, show me love. Giant, no, I don't know. It was just I don't know. From the first time I met him, it just didn't click. Um, um, then I got a shout out from Hit from Calisthenics King, and you know, he told me who Parks had he been, and I was like, I'm more than willing to come out to just to chop it up, because I'm interested in this newfound wave that I see, and I meet up with Zeph and Jay, the Barbarians, for a session. Chaos from Bartenders. Um, yeah, so I was just meeting a few people, and then I always wanted to meet Beast,
Okay.
because again, after that video, he was the one that had me like, yo, this is the thing. So but at the time he didn't have a page. So
Okay.
again, I thought he was part of the bartenders. So you know, I was at the time I started recording my videos to you know, get out there, because I was like, oh, this is a thing. People recording their workouts and stuff like that. All right, cool. And you know, I started coming over here to Grand Central Park, recording at Highland, and my boy Al called me one day, and he was like, yo, Red, some dude came in the park, some dude, some big stocky dude with dreads came in the park looking for you. And I was like, all right,
At
what's his
Highland.
name? He was
He came
like,
to Highland.
huh?
He came to Highland.
He came to Highland. Yeah, he came to Highland. And he's like, he said his name is Beast. And he looking for Red. And I was like, you know, at first I was like, yo, what I do? I'm digging everybody up, what I do? And I was like, yo, he had problems or something. He said, yo, he was like, yo, I'm looking, who's Red? Where Red at? I'm looking for Red. And I was like, yo, where this come from? So I told him, I said, okay, you see him again, give him my number. Because mind you, I used to only come to the park after work. So it was like after around 5 or something like that.
Right.
And then one day, phone rang, Beast called. He was like, yo, what up, fool? And I'm like, what's up? Who's this? He was like, yo, this Beast. I was like, oh, what's up, Beast? I said, yo, it's an honor, man, talking to you. He was like, yo, man, I was coming to check you, man. I wanted to see, I wanted to meet you, wanted to see what you was about and stuff like that. So all the time I was like, yo, I thought I did something, and you was coming for me. He was like, nah, man. I see you bigging me up, because I was like, I always shouted everybody out, or those 5 out. You know, in all my first videos, I'd be like, much respect to bartenders, Beast Mode,
Calisthenics Kings, Barbarians, yeah.
Barbarians, Harlem Sales, those 5. So I salute those 5 all the time. And yeah, so I was telling him, yo, I'm intrigued by what you do and everything. And then he was telling me the story. He was telling me that, nah, he's not with bartenders. He got his own thing, Beast Mode and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. So he was putting me on game about the relationship that he had with them, which really wasn't any. They just caught him doing some exercises or whatever, and put him on camera.
Right.
So everybody was thinking that, you know, he was part of the crew, but it wasn't. He had his own entity. So that's how I got into it. Well, I was already working out, but then I seen that there was other people doing the same thing that I was doing, or even better. And you know, I just started reaching out. And then again, backtracking, I wanted to get in with the bartenders, because that was the first crew that I seen. And then when I got wind of the like political issues that they was having, I was like, nah, I'm gonna bow out from this, because brothers was talking about you can't be part of this team, part of this crew, and be associated with that person, or be in this park and that park. And I was like, whoa, this is fitness for me. You
Right.
know, this is all supposed to be positive for me. So I took a step back and wanting to be a part of anybody's crew, if that meant that I would have had to disassociate myself with anybody else, isolate myself. So that's when the Highlanders came about. The Highlanders was a combination of beast mode and bartenders, but we was at Highland,
Right.
myself, the Highlanders.
Yeah.
And that's how that came about. And yeah, we was rocking out for some years, and through that met some incredible people. I mean, we had people come from, a brother came from France, his brother came from China. They came to the city to, you know, to visit, but then they also reached out and wanted to come and work out with us. And you know, I was like, what?
Yeah, man.
What?
Yeah,
So
you could.
that's when I started realizing, you know, from YouTube, that this was just bigger than Highland
Yeah.
Park. This was
Worldwide.
worldwide. It wasn't even just the city, it was worldwide. And that's when I started dubbing the phrase the bar community. Because I felt that, yeah, this is much bigger than just a workout thing between a group of guys at this park or at that park or at that park. There's a bunch of people, and with all of the emails and, you know, comments we used to get constantly, people, we shared tips, workout tips and routines, and you know, just I realized, okay, this is a community, and that's when I dubbed it as the bar community, and
You
started
know,
going from there.
you know, the bigger part of that is one of the parts that you didn't even touch on was the content that you were putting out on YouTube. And I used to appreciate all the videos you did, because I felt like you went about it the same way I did, because you wouldn't put out a video unless you had that right song, that song to go with it. Like it was hip hop. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was like as if an artist put out their music, but without the visuals. So
Right.
we added visuals to the music. Everybody knew the music, but now we added new visuals to it. You were one of the key people as part of that. I spoke to Doc recently, and he had to shout you out about that you inspired him, just the way you was making those videos. And I completely agree, because a lot of people, these people that you said that came to visit from all over, they saw those videos you were putting out from Highland Park and were like amazed by some of those videos that you were putting out.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
another thing was that, like you said, you traveled to other parts, and a lot of people in the culture didn't do that. And it was few people that did it.
Right.
And definitely you and Highlanders were one of these groups that would go to everybody's park. I remember seeing y'all at Bar Stars Park when they did their first annual meetup. Even my Yankee Stadium, when we did our first meetup, you were at every single major event. Tompkins Square Park, when they did their workouts every Sunday. You guys always made those trips and made sure that you were there and participated and left a you know, a positive image on whatever was going on at that time.
Right. My videos, first of all, I don't look at none of those videos. I can't even put myself into looking at those videos now. They still on my, some of them are still on my page. I mean, now that YouTube has monetized everything, a lot of them have been deleted because of copyright
right.
infringements. I think at the most that I did, it was probably around 80 or 90 videos I had up on YouTube. I don't even know how many is up there now. Cause you know, it was like every other week they was taking them down, blocking them or what have you because of
Copyright,
music. That's the reason why from then on I stopped even going on YouTube and posting videos and stuff like that, because I always wanted, nobody just wants to see you doing pull-ups and push-ups, just working out.
Not at all.
You had to put some type of audio, some type of track to it. And yeah, you know, once they monetized it, they killed it for me. They killed it. So yeah, my videos were always, the intent was to always bring positive awareness to fitness. However you do it, whether it be walking, running, martial arts, sports, it didn't matter. But my thing was calisthenics. So I was basically showing everybody this is how we do it. And yeah, it was always a positive spin just to highlight those who are doing what they do and enjoying it. And it was never about me. And you know, as I always said, it was never about a move. It was always, to me, it was always about the movement and shining a positive light on what we was doing in the park. Because one of the videos, I'm sorry, you know, before I was talking about bartenders. Bartenders wasn't the first video that I seen. Rough Riders,
Okay.
Workout was the first one that I seen. But I seen that before my boy Lucky told me about bartenders. So that was like months or maybe a year or so before that.
Did you see the DVD or did you see like the clip on YouTube?
No, I seen the DVD.
Okay.
I seen, the thing I didn't like about that was that it had a negative spin on it because it was like, you know,
The jail workout.
Jail, you know,
yeah.
Brothers who came home, which I was working out with a lot of brothers who came home. But that's what, to me, that's what it wasn't about. That it wasn't about you know, you trying to get strong in the yard and stuff like that. I know that was the situation for those who were locked up, but for me and those who I was working out with, you know, we home, we in a park, we working out, we having fun, we enjoying ourselves and trying to keep ourselves right. So I didn't like the spin that had. So that is why I try to cater my videos with a positive spin, and you know, let it always try to make it inclusive to everybody. Because I mean, I remember some of the videos I had people out of shape, but they'd be sitting in Highland Park on the bench watching us, and then after a session, come over and ask, yo, I like what you guys are doing. You know, how can I come in and join this group and stuff like that? Just come. Just come, work out with us, get this money with us. And yeah, that's how it all started evolving for me, because then I started seeing that people was noticing a group of us. And before they start thinking it was a gang or it was something negative, I said, okay, if I get shirts made and all of us have shirts, that will give us a more cohesive look, appearance to ourselves. So that's when I started getting the Highlander t-shirts made and stuff like that, and we went from there. You came along. You came, Juan from Bar Stars, Rebel from Bar Stars. It was so many brothers that came to Highland and was working out with us before they got into their own specific crews, and it was
Jay.
all, yeah, and it was no, oh, you part of Highlanders, so you can't work out with these guys.
Right.
No. It was you want to work out? Come on, let's get this money together and